The first wide-angle story on the show. So Saudi Arabia has announced a defense pact with Pakistan. It's a mutual defense pact that triggers a response if either of the two countries are attacked. The pact, in fact, reflects what really is happening in terms of the uncertainties around the world. But I would say that Saudis have been able to successfully weaponize the near total bankruptcy of Pakistan by coming out with this pact. And let's get you some of those details as far as this pact is concerned and the implications and significance of it for the entire world. First up, in terms of what is in it for Saudi Arabia, there's nuclear insurance. Pakistan is the only Muslim majority nuclear country in the world. So there is nuclear deterrence that Saudi Arabia are able to get from it, as well as military manpower. Saudis essentially do not have much military capabilities. They rely heavily on America, and Pakistan's military capabilities then become a huge push for it. What is in it for Pakistan? You heard the first thing is the most important one: deeper funding lines. There is near total bankruptcy for Pakistan. They've been able to successfully project themselves as offering something significant for Saudi Arabia, and in return get the funding lines which are right now choked. Next, leverage as far as the entire Muslim world is concerned, the GCC countries are concerned. As I said, they're the only ones with nukes, hugely unstable country. Nobody knows who has the push button as far as the nuclear arsenal is concerned, but they'll probably leverage this more. Now let's get you the implications of what this means for the global impact. Now, this has been triggered to a large extent because of the attack by Israel on Doha, and that has triggered this kind of a response from Saudi Arabia, acting as the big leader of the entire Muslim world. Pakistan's nuclear arsenal can target Israel. So Israel, Tel Aviv will have to do a lot of focus in terms of how they look at their deterrence from here on, more closer ties between America and Israel in the wake of Pakistan's nuclear capabilities targeting Israel. Next up, possible Pakistan-Saudi-China nexus. Now, why am I saying that? 75% of Pakistani weaponry right now is of Chinese origin. So if this is the supply lines that they have from their military hardware, of course, going forward, you're looking at a Pakistan-Saudi Arabia-China nexus that may get closer in time, allowing China to continue to make deeper inroads in the region through its CPEC and then BRI investments as well. Why India remains vigilant? Well, this is an investment, this is a relationship that India has hugely invested in the last couple of years. It's a comprehensive strategic relationship for us. We've elevated it. There are regular military exercises, there are intel sharing that takes place. And also at the same time, this year, we formed the Ministerial Committee on Defense Cooperation. There's a lot of close contact between India and Saudi Arabia on all these parameters. Now, in the wake of this pact that has come to light between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, India will have to do some rethinking because of the closeness that we now share with Riyadh on multiple such factors. Well, viewers, if one were to look at its larger dimension, one can say that by binding a completely dependent Pakistan closer, Saudi Arabia has actually signaled to America and to the world that it will chart its own defense path. But more importantly, Saudi Arabia has never defended Pakistan's act in sponsoring terror against India. And that's the most important distinction that we need to keep in mind. Yes, it's signaling to America that they are going to do what they think is best in their interests. But let's not try and think that this is going to hurt Indian interests. Prime Minister Modi was in Saudi Arabia when the Pakistan-sponsored Pahalgam terror attack took place, and it was condemned in the harshest words by Riyadh. Now, Saudis are now going to jeopardize a much bigger, more evolved partnership with India by backing Pakistan's repeated misadventurism. There are deep oil interests at play as well. India is one of the largest oil importers in the world. We've pivoted towards Russia because it's cheaper. Can Saudi Arabia afford to actually antagonize us and let go of that massive oil exports to India? Well, the more I see it, the more it looks like Pakistan army committing its resources for Saudi efforts for Yemen and Israel. It's not the other way around.